Surprising 10-7, San Francisco 49ers clawing their way into the playoff against the Cowboys, a 10-5 football team. The Cowboys are favored by 3 in this game. Jimmy Garoppolo, when he plays and he's healthy, he's almost indestructible for this 49ers offense. But what I like about them most is Deebo Samuels. When they decided to use him, not only just as a wide receiver, but as a running back, as a slot receiver, to move him around and put him in motion. Get the ball into your best player's hands. That's what the 49ers have been doing offensively. That's why they've been winning football games, and they've been very physical up front. George Kittle, the tight ends, had one heck of a season. You look at Trent Williams, the left tackle. I talk about him all the time, probably the best left tackle in football. They found their opponent right now with the Cowboys that have been playing physical the last few weeks. It's going to be an interesting matchup for the Cowboys defense because you know they're going to be flying around trying to make plays with some of the great players, Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs. They've got a great coordinator in Dan Quinn, who also is interviewing for head coaching jobs already after being in Dallas for just 1 year. I'm looking at this game, breaking it down. The Cowboys haven't been strong, I don't think, this season as they'd like to. But the 49ers, for some reason, this is a scrappy football team, Coach. It looks like they've gotten it together now. After coming there 17 points down against the Rams last week.
I think they have gotten it together, Mark. And you mentioned Samuel. Not only did he run the ball, not only did he catch the ball, he threw a touchdown pass of 24 yards last week. Here's a guy that does it all. Garoppolo, I think, is tremendous. You know, he's really come on strongly. There were not an awful lot of people that doubted whether he'd be the quarterback starting this year. He has 20 touchdowns, only 1 interception. Both teams are beat up, and both teams have won 4 of the last 5. The Cowboys are an excellent football team, make no mistake about it. But the problem is the 49ers only have created 20 turnovers this year, which means you have to protect the football because you're going to create an awful lot of turnovers. They've been outgained by the opposition by over 1,600 yards. However, that was earlier in the year. They've come on very, very well. I love the defense of the 49ers. I think their front four is capable of giving anybody an awful lot of problems. But now let's get to the Cowboys. You talk about turnovers. They've created 34 turnovers on defense. That's unbelievable. They scored 8 times on defense, Mark. 8 times, unheard of. The opponents have only scored twice on defense. Ezekiel Elliott rushed for over 1,000 yards. I've been a big Dak Prescott fan, 37 touchdowns this year. When you look at the thing, this game's going to be very, very close. San Francisco doesn't beat itself. If they can keep Dak from running, Dak from scrambling, they have a chance to win this game. But I don't think that's going to happen. I look for the Cowboys 27, the 49ers 25. I think it's going to be that close, Mark. I think it's going to be a 1 or 2 point game. I think the Cowboys prevail because they're at home. I would not be surprised, though, if the 49ers were to log an upset.
What bothers me about this game is I don't know if the Dallas Cowboys defense, they're ranked 16th against the run, can hold up against the powerful rushing game of San Francisco, because I know one thing, they're going to jam the ball down the Cowboys' throat to see if they can hold up, to see how physical they are in this football game. Another thing, when you look at the Cowboys, they're 6-0 in their division, which means they didn't play anybody out of the division that was any good. They were 6-0 in the NFC East. So basically, you're looking at a football team that's not very good. They're 12-5. Yeah, their record's pretty good, but the bottom line is they're 6-5 against the rest of the league. So can they hold up against the 49er team that is hot right now, hitting on all cylinders? We're going to find out in this game. I've got the 49ers upsetting the Cowboys right now. The 49ers winning this game outright, 31-27.
You make a very good point, Mark, because other than the Eagles against playoff teams, the Cowboys are 1 win and 4 losses, and that doesn't speak well. They haven't played particularly well in recent years in playoff games, but I think they're going to find a way. This little bit different defensive football team, I think Quinn has made a tremendous difference on this football team. I think it's also going to be critical. How are the Cowboys going to call this game? Are they going to play it wide open, or are they going to be a little bit more conservative in what they have been?